Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine, apart from the fact that I had a cake fail and my cakes went wrong. So
What happened? Tell me about it.
you know when you bake a cake and this sort of like thing happens on the inside and it goes dense?
Yeah.
Oh, so there were
Yeah.
I think I just put too much cake mix in each tin.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So
And it goes chewy in the middle.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a bit sponge,
Yeah.
rubbery sponge.
Lovely.
And it looks like it's underbaked. So
Yeah.
the outside of the cake looks
Do you
baked.
want to know why it happens?
Yes,
Do
tell
you know
me,
why it
tell
happens?
me, tell me.
It's because you have put too much. You put too much mix in, and what
Mm.
happens? Because your cakes are so beautiful and light and fluffy, and
Mm-hmm.
all the air bubbles are beginning to develop. And
Mm-hmm.
then what happens is that the weight of the cake above those beautiful, lovely, fluffy air bubbles suddenly go, I can't cope anymore, and then it crashes back down. And that's because it's all like it's too light and fluffy, and it can't cope with its own weight, and it just falls in on itself and gives up.
So I've rebaked some more, but yeah.
It's
There's a
very frustrating.
there's a big huge pile now behind.
Can
I
you do
was on.
anything with it? I don't suppose it's something that
I
you can.
don't know. I don't really know. I, I've just been like looking at it and thinking,
Because
God,
you
could
don't
I
make cake
freeze it?
pops or anything like that, do you?
No, I don't really. And it's like there's there's an 8-inch and a 7-inch.
Oh God!
So it's
Can you
quite.
just serve it to the boys with some custard?
They don't actually really like cake.
What is it about people that live with cake makers not liking
Yeah,
cake?
yeah.
It
So
drives me nuts.
yeah,
My husband don't like cake either.
no, it's annoying, isn't it?
Although I did make a cake the other day and I had offcuts of lemon cake. And I kind of piled them all up with some buttercream and gave it, and he ate it.
Yeah,
So I think it's because he don't have it very often anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once in a blue moon was all right. Though I must say, before I came up in here, I stuffed my face with chocolate cake. No, it's really good.
I thought you were going to go, and I feel really sick. No, you just feel good.
Yeah, I feel good.
Oh, right. So today we are going to talk about cake trends in 2023.
Oh, that's so weird, isn't it? Saying 2023. I thought you were going to say 22 then. I was like, oh, yeah.
We've never done a cake trends episode before.
Maybe
Maybe it should be a yearly thing that we do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that up to you to put into your diary.
My notes somewhere. Oh, God. Let me make a note of it.
Yes.
Yearly.
Make a note.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about cake trends. We're going to talk about how they come about, where they come from, what is trendy right now, and is it worth doing if you've got a business?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think cake trends are worth doing if you can make them part of your own niche.
Yeah, because there is a cake trend where you paint a cake. I'm not doing that.
Not your niche.
No.
See, I have, and I used to do a lot of painted cakes, but I never did. They were more abstract, I would say, modern art.
Yeah, I love
throwing
buttercream
painted cake rather than actually painting cake.
Yeah, buttercream palette knife painting.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh my God, I love it. But we're going to talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, but so if you I would say don't just hop on a trend because it's a trend. Yeah. Hop on a trend if you can make it work for you and your style and your niche, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's not worth spending 20 hours crying over a cake because you hate making it. Just say no, thank you.
Yeah, that's experience there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't make this cake.
Yeah. And the first time you say, no, sorry, that's not my forte, a little bit of you inside is crying because you're like,
I should be able to do everything.
Yeah. Someone asked me to do macarons the other day and I went, nope, I don't do them.
Did you?
Yes.
But you have done macarons before.
I have.
And that's why you won't do them again?
Yeah.
Nearly spat my tea out there.
Yeah. Okay. I'd much rather someone who enjoys doing them does them.
Yeah.
And then I get to see another cake maker who only lives down the road in the process.
Yeah. I mean, I used to always say that actually to couples, or I used to put it out on my Instagram quite a bit. If you don't want a cake, don't have a cake.
No,
Spend
that's
your money on
right.
something else. Don't do it just because you feel you should.
Yeah.
And it's the same with taking orders. Don't feel like you should take an order.
That's right.
Just because you feel you should.
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah.
because you want
It's
to
not
take it.
Yeah, it's not worth the stress
No.
of. So I did a macaron tower.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
and yeah, I made a lot of failure before I had enough to make enough. So yeah.
So that is a lesson on don't do it just because it's trendy.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so what is on your list for 2023 trends?
Well. First of all, I'm going to just talk a little bit about so you get a cake trend, but how do you get to a cake trend?
Yes.
So normally it's because someone has one of these cakes, like Jennifer Aniston haircut.
Yes, the Rachel,
that was it. I couldn't remember her friend's name. So everybody, if you're old enough to remember, had that hairstyle at some point in their life. So it's the same sort of thing. People have a cake, as we were just talking about, the Lambeth style cake, which is all piping from
the big fluffy piping,
created by a chap called Joseph Lambeth in 1934.
It's not because it's anything to do with the Lambeth Walk or anything like that.
some bloke did a bit of piping.
Did you know his book is worth, like, if it's everyone owns book, it's worth hundreds?
Yeah, I know. I did try to get a copy. I thought, I'm going to get a copy of this.
I thought exactly so. I'll go on eBay, have a look. Hundreds.
No. So So as you were saying earlier, Gwen Stefani had a Lambeth cake.
She had this beautiful old-fashioned, and it was proper. You looked at it and you thought, you were like transported back to the 1950s and all that kind of era. And you looked and it was that kind of style. And I think that has had and definitely had an influence on the Lambeth.
Oh, definitely. So say you were going to be doing wedding styles and you wanted to know how to go about it. You can maybe look at famous people who got married last year.
Definitely.
And look at the styles of their cakes. What they look like and everything.
Almost try and predict what's coming.
Because it does filter through into fashion, as does Bridgerton. So
I wasn't expecting that. Go on.
Well,
tell me about that.
Bridgerton and all the floral styles and everything, and that whole like flouncy.
Yeah, the romantic type. I get you now.
There's definitely an element of that in cakes. Some cakes at the moment.
Yeah, because actually one of the things that I had written down is about colours, but it's like all that muted.
That's
pretty romantic colour.
So I looked up colour trends for last year because sometimes you look stuff up and you think this is a load of bollocks, isn't it? Because
she's gone in early 8 minutes and she's swearing already.
They're like they say all this waffle and you think you've not really done your research. You've just made this up. So I actually looked at a couple of things. So I did colour trends for 2022 and colour trends for 2023, and I already knew what they were because I do this quite often. I'll ask Google. I'm not going to do it now because
she will tell you.
But I asked what the colour trends are for like 2022 or for the winter, this, that, and the other. So last year, because I wanted to see if they were quite similar, and they are really.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So
I guess things like that must change over such a slow period. You don't go 1 year like pastel, next year like brights, do you? It must be like a real slow burn.
You have to remember we had COVID, so fashion and cake styles, I think, have just been changed so greatly since then. It is
actually, I think COVID, because we all started making tiny little cakes, which were very different from big cakes.
Big ones,
and we went from fondant cakes to buttercream cakes and all this, and it was almost like a full stop. There was like it was a massive change, wasn't it?
Definitely. So I'm gonna read out what I've got.
Go on then.
So for 2022, organic warm tones.
Ooh.
And then for 2023, earth tones, which I think are kind of the same.
Yeah, they're very similar. Did you ever look up the Pantone colour of the year? Did you ever?
Yeah, I only found out recently that it's not Pantone. It is Pantone. I've been calling it Panettone
What,
for
as in
years.
Panettone?
Yeah. And I didn't know. Anyway, yeah. I sometimes do that as well.
I think last year's Pantone was like a really nice, like lilac colour,
yeah,
like a lavender lilac, and then this year it's like a deep magenta.
Yes,
which is actually, I'm so ahead of my time because it's actually the same colour that I got married in 27 years ago.
Yeah.
So
well, you're
27 years.
You're so stylish as it's come round again.
I'm that old. But the funny thing is that I never really see those Pantone colours of the year translate into cakes or weddings or events. Or anything. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what makes the.
Yeah. I don't know what makes I think it's the fashion houses that dictate what's going to be fashionable. So last year we had metallics, dark hues, muted colours, Bridgerton, soft blues, and It's a Rainbow was one of the actual things. And for this year,
colour.
Yeah, It's a Rainbow. And this year, earth tones, as I said, lavender, which was definitely a colour for last year.
Yeah.
Because I saw that a lot. Magenta and dusty rose, oranges, sage green, yellow, navy blue. And I haven't written this down, but I've seen it. It came up quite a lot today. Was green. Is it crimson green? It's not crimson green.
Emerald?
Sapphire, emerald green.
Emerald. So like bright, like sapphire green. All the other colours.
Yeah. But so actually, I'm going to talk about it now.
Strong colours, though. They're quite strong.
Well, I'm going to talk about this cake trend now, or this colour trend. It's called dopamine.
Yeah, go on. You said this earlier, and I'm like, go on then.
I was trying to look up so that I'd be able to tell you.
Because dopamine is a chemical in the brain, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's a really fashionable thing at the moment. It says when we feel good in what we're wearing, we tend to be more confident. This is a behavioural psychologist and author of The Psychology of Fashion, Carolyn Mayer, has said this. But it's the same thing. If you've got strong colours, it makes you feel good. So I think it's going to start. Well, I think it is translating into cake as well, because the colours are neons, really bright greens, bright pinks, oranges, which look really good in cake.
I think also that people have discovered for years and years, no one knew how to get buttercream a dark colour. Let's face it. And people have discovered, I mean, colours, cake colouring, with colour meal and all that sort of stuff, they've got better.
Yeah.
And then there are techniques to get your buttercream a dark colour.
And you can buy boosters as well, because Colour Mail do a booster. So I've attended a Facebook Live from Cake Stuff with I've forgotten her name. I think it was, I want to say Katy Perry, but I don't think it was.
Well, she's changed careers. That's a bit of a pivot.
And sod's law, I've brought the wrong book up with me. I wrote it all down so I'd be able to rattle it off to you. I'm such a twit. So, but they Colour Mill have rebranded.
Yeah, you were saying the other day they were, and you wanted to do that.
Yeah. Oh, it was really good, and they've got new colours. They've got denim, pebble, coffee. There was a variety of colours, but they were all quite strong colours, which were really nice, oil based, brilliant for everything apart from macarons.
Do they not work in macarons?
No, because they're oil based, aren't they?
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So I think the technology in cake colouring is almost being reflected. We're able to translate the normal, like the fashionable trends into cake now, whereas we never could do that because every time
it's so getting claret.
getting a black
a burgundy.
buttercream.
Oh my god, absolute nightmare, nightmare. But you can just buy the product now.
Yeah.
When we've back, I mean, just in 2013, the products weren't there.
No, they weren't.
So
they weren't.
In 10 years,
black extra or red extra was the best you were going to get.
Yeah, that's right, and you had to use a lot of it.
Yeah.
But things have changed as well with the amount of E numbers that you can put into a cake.
Yeah.
So
you can't put a whole pot of red extra in cake anymore. Apparently, it's not good for you.
No, it sends the children potty. But definitely colours have come a long way.
Yeah.
So
that is so nice to be able to have that range as cake makers.
Yeah, definitely,
definitely.
Because I know I like to jump across things, but I'm going to talk about buttercream.
I'm used to it now.
So buttercream cakes now.
Yeah. How many fondant cakes compared to buttercream cakes do you do?
I'm doing more buttercream. I actually had to think today. Oh, I've got a fondant. I've got a sugar paste cake to do this week. I haven't got enough sugar paste.
Do you know, I made a sugar paste cake last weekend.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I didn't have enough sugar paste.
Yeah.
It didn't even occur to me. So I bought the chocolate and the cream for the ganache. I bought everything else.
Yeah.
Didn't even occur to me. I had to do an emergency Amazon order.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I bought PME sugar paste.
Oh.
I mixed it with a little bit of the sugar paste that I had left, which made it like usable.
Better.
But yeah, it didn't even occur to me I didn't have sugar paste because I just don't go near it anymore.
No.
Don't go near it.
So yeah, I'm just thinking I've got a sugar paste cake for Sunday, a buttercream cake for Saturday,
right,
and a sugar paste one for tomorrow.
Do you not think though? I find so buttercream cakes are more for smaller celebration cakes, whereas wedding cakes, unless they're like a naked cake or a Lambeth cake or a semi-naked cake or a Lambeth cake, wedding cakes are sticking with fondant.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I think that's because I'm actually experiencing this. I haven't got as many weddings booked in as I would do normally.
Yeah.
But I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of inquiries for big cakes, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to give them their budget, and they're like, yeah, going to book that. And I've had about 3 now that I've gone, oh really? God. So I think the people who have money, which is the market that we want to target, are the ones buying the cake, and they're not flinching. I mean,
and they're buying the big extravagant.
Yeah.
Because I'm still seeing a lot of extravagant cakes out there. I had someone actually this week. I had someone this week say to me, they messaged me about one of my cakes. They'd seen it on someone else's Instagram from a few years. It was when I was a recommended supplier there. And they said, we'd really love you to make this cake. Do you have availability? And how much would it cost? And so I sat there and thought, you know what? I'm not making cakes anymore. So I'm going to quote them way over because I either make it or I don't. And if I make it, I want to get paid for it because I don't make cakes anymore. So I'm just waiting to see if they come back and say yes. It was like a 4-tier sugar paste with colour drips all down it and wafer paper sails and stuff. So we'll see if they come back and say yes. But yeah, I am seeing a lot still of the big, extravagant, beautiful, opulent wedding cakes out there.
Definitely. Yeah. And people aren't, especially because I'm using my new prices, which Sam did for me. So I know I'm pricing my cakes correctly.
Yeah.
So
and they're not linking.
No.
The other thing that I'm
there's one chap, and I've had a lot of men as well doing the booking, which I'm like, oh, that just doesn't happen really.
Yeah.
But this one guy was like, oh, okay, my budget is this. Let's whack on another 20 cupcakes on top, and how often does that happen?
Oh, word. They usually go, oh, that's under budget. Thank you very much. I can have an extra
Yeah.
£20
Flour.
bar. The other thing that I'm noticing about the big wedding cakes that are out there are there's a lot of very modern structural.
Yes.
So
Yeah, like the geometric type cake stand things.
Yeah, and ones with like massive wafer paper and rice paper sails.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God, I really
and
want to
stuff.
try the where you melt the wafer paper and
so
then you cook it in a pan.
lace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that, and there's there's a couple amazing cake makers out there that do it a lot, and I think other people are copying. So there is Lima Cakes. She makes.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Is
Absolutely
she the
incredible.
one who's just done the one with all the leaves on it dripping off?
Yeah, she might have done. Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm just
and
going
there's
to look it
also
up.
the other guy. I can't remember what his name is, but is it Have Some Cake? His Instagram.
Oh, maybe.
Every time you do that, you go blue.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
That's a reflection. I think it's Have Some. I can't remember what his name is. But Have Some Cake. He makes.
Oh
I think
my
he's based in
God.
Manchester. He makes incredible. Go on.
So I've just gone on to Lima Cakes Gallery. There's a cake, a 1, 2, 3, 4-tier cake on its side on a stand.
I've seen that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's not just. They're incredible. Structurally, they're incredible.
Yeah.
But they are beautiful, and they're modern, and there's texture, and there's almost like movement in them. Do you know what I mean? There's like all this architectural movement,
and you just want to look at them. Yeah, it's not like, oh, that's a wedding cake.
Yeah,
it's
they're like proper pieces of art.
Yeah,
absolute. And it's almost like they could be like architects. These people, but they just have to be doing it with cake.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, Have Some Cake. What's his name? He is Enrico Rojas.
Is he the really good-looking one that it's like, oh, to die for?
I don't know if. Oh no, it's Jonathan. He's a little bit bald.
No, it's not him then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to send. I was showing my friend that I went, this man makes cakes, and she went, no. Because he not only makes cakes, he does a lot of weightlifting and the sexy. Yeah, I have to find him because I roar with laughter whenever I see him because I think he makes cakes.
Cakes. But yeah, so Have Some Cake. He is his style is, it's beautiful, but it's not what you call romantic.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. It's not like a romantic kind of look, but they are breathtaking. They are, oh my God.
What's his name again?
Enriquez Rojas. But if you look on Instagram, it's Have Some Cake.
I think he does courses as well.
Yes, he does.
On Domestica, doesn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I know he does like in-person courses. I think he's off to Dubai soon or something like that.
I'm sorry, I've done a dippy thing. What's the name of the cake thing again?
Some cake.
Oh dear. It's a long day. Yes.
You had cake fails earlier. It's fine.
I did, and I'm gonna, after we finish this, I'm gonna have to whack a bake in the oven. Oh.
So the other thing I think with the architectural thing, which is crossing over to the romantic side of it, is, and I think also again this is due to technology and the company prop options, is things like floating tiers and big acrylic tiers and all that kind of thing. Because someone is making them, you don't have to use like like back in our day, you don't have to use threaded rods and washers to make a cake like levitate. You can actually buy an actual prop that does it. And I think so, like the whole floating tier thing, I think it's just massive. And the acrylic spaces and acrylic tiers,
and they're really effective as well. And chandelier cakes,
I mean, so before we came on, we were talking. I was just talking about like the floating tiers and the acrylic spacers. How would you, in your business, budget that into a cake?
Well, I have had a couple of inquiries
Right.
recently, and I don't have these products
Yeah.
in
So
stock.
you'd have to buy them.
So I'd have to buy them. So I did tell the bride, I said, I don't have this in stock. It's not something I keep. And she said, oh, well, I know somebody who has them.
Oh,
And
okay.
I said, well, fine. I said, well, or I can ask my cake friends, see if I can hire one of them. And then I pass the cost on to you. And she said, oh, give me the price with them included. So I gave her a price with them included.
Well, so if she was like buying them outright, then
yeah.
Okay.
And then I gave her the price without, if she knew somebody. Somebody actually undercut me, so she went somewhere else. It was only by £60, but £60, but c'est la vie. But that's how I did it. I discussed it with the bride instead of going and buying them, which I could have, and I know I'd use them because
can you remember? I mean, again, so ahead of our time. So my first ever wedding cake had 2 acrylic spacers.
Yeah, I've got one of those. I've lost the other one
because I think I made a version of that cake because I remember. I mean, we're talking about 13 years ago. The bride and groom came to me, and the groom said, "I want the cake to look like it's floating." Well, this was my first ever wedding cake. I didn't have a clue about threaded rods and washers at that point. So I found these acrylic spacers, and I think we made a version of that cake. I think I've made at least 6 or 7 versions of that cake. And sometimes on some of them, so the first one, I just made it and I went and got the spacers back, didn't charge them extra, so I had them the next time. But sometimes I think we did it like you would rent a cake stand.
Yeah.
So you put a deposit on it, so it made them bring it back, or you got your money back on it.
Yeah.
And I think we did it like that on some of them.
Yeah.
Others, I think I just lost them because I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And then they went off with the couple, and I never saw them again.
That's the bane of my life. I've got a cake stand that's out at the moment, and it's a friend, so I must choose her.
Yeah. So I mean, if you are going to do like the floating tiers and the acrylic spaces, just think through commercially how it works.
Say you buy them, they're like £50 for the set, per se, and then you don't charge it, and they walk off of it, or they say, "Oh, we left it at the hotel." And
did you want them back?
Yeah. So you have to, because I have had a woman go, I left it there, so I kept the deposit, and then I went back to the venue,
and you got them,
and I got it.
Well done. So,
I
had a whole cupcake stand go missing at a venue once because it was left there and they just threw it away.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
That was the entire
it's so
stand.
easy.
Yeah. So, but also, if you are going to buy them and you're going to spend £50 on them, how many times are you going to use them? Is this going to be commercially viable for you to spend that money? You might then get them back, but if you never use them again, it's a complete waste of
that's right.
your money, you know.
And also as well, you have to store them.
Yeah. Yes. And then you have to remember where you've stored them for next time.
That's right. That's right. So,
but I mean, I've seen them a lot. I think they're beautiful. I've made floating tier wedding cakes, but I have made them. Sorry about that. I literally just had to run away for a second to get my shopping order that arrived. Right. What was I saying?
I have no idea.
No, I have no idea. I'm sorry. The doorbell rang. I had to answer it. And I've just went back upstairs and I'm absolutely shattered now.
Well, at least it gave me a chance to turn the heating on and put on a warm item.
Is that an hoodie?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
My niece bought it for me.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Right, so I can't remember what I was talking about. But
it was very interesting. It was
obviously that interesting. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Should
Right.
what were you going to say? I was going to say cake flavours.
Oh, yes. 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 Love a bit of cake
Yes.
flavour. Oh, yes, Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, cake flavours are changing. I mean, you've still got the
Massively.
classical flavours.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
mean, you still have the chocolate and the vanilla and the lemon.
but you're getting more of the coffee and caramels, or
Yeah.
red velvet and salted caramel,
Yeah.
or Oreo and bananas.
I
Or
don't think I've made a wedding cake, actually, no, let's just go with wedding cake. In the last 2 or 3 years, 3 years? No, that would have been COVID. I don't, sorry, just trying to think of my timings, but I think every cake I've made recently, yes, there's been vanilla or a chocolate, but there's always been an unusual flavour in there. There's always
yeah,
been like a chai latte
yeah,
or just something a little bit different, and that's
yeah,
really, really nice
yeah.
that people are
That's right.
thinking that they don't have to have.
That's right. And so I have 10 flavors on my menu,
Right.
and sticky toffee is one of my most popular, and vanilla
Really?
chai. Yeah.
See, chai, I so many chai
Yeah.
cakes.
Oh, so many. That's one of the things I got to do tonight, because I like to grind up all my
Yeah,
spices.
see, I make mine out of seeping tea bags, chai tea
Oh,
bags.
well, I do both.
Oh, okay.
I do both.
But yeah, if you can get a good vanilla chai cake,
Yeah.
people love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nice, because that's quite a nice flavour. It's a bit like a lemon, isn't it? That it's good in the summer, it's good in the
Yeah.
winter, you
Yeah.
know.
And you can pimp it as well. You can have vanilla chai with a caramel
Yeah,
buttercream.
yeah, it goes with a lot of things, doesn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So what
yummy.
other flavours have you found that are popular?
Well, sticky toffee. But
See,
I did see one. I thought, oh, I want to try this one: sticky toffee and ginger. So
ooh,
a bit like ginger cake, Jamaican ginger
yeah.
cake.
So do you make your sticky toffee with dates?
Yes,
See, the amount of people that go to me, oh, but I don't like dates. It's like, you will never know they're in there. You'll
no,
never know they're there.
no, and I steep them with a Earl Grey tea
Yeah,
bag.
with tea. Oh,
And
nice.
it's very nice. But that's another one. If you put too much liquid in, if you're like, I'm always a bit. Oh, let's put a bit more in.
Slop
They
it
just
in.
slop it in. Well, with this cake, if you do that, you can literally.
Yeah.
It's like they've got dynamite holes in them, and
See,
you can watch them go down.
another one that I've very popular in, I think everything from wedding cakes to birthday cakes are things like Biscoff, Kinder,
Oh yeah,
Nutella, all of those warm, like they're almost like comfort food, aren't they? You know?
yeah. So this is one that I did at Christmas as part of my Christmas promotion, but so many people keep asking for it. Is like almost a black forest flavour as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So I've been
yeah.
doing chocolate and cherry.
Oh
It is so good and so yummy, and lots of people are having it.
yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's nice. A couple others that I picked up were things like key lime,
Yeah,
pistachio and rose.
yeah,
But like we were saying, you've got to watch that you don't get a bit too soapy.
yeah. And this is I've written this down. This came out of a magazine article. Younger people are seeking new twists on flavour that all are classics or completely new, such as calamansi, which is citrus,
Okay.
kumquat, yuzu. I've been seeing a lot of yuzu
We
because
used to do a yuzu.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we got that flavour from
Waitrose.
no, I don't think it was like creme de la creme.
Yes,
The
but then I
program.
found like a Waitrose included. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, it was Bake Off the Professional, wasn't it? There was a lot
Yeah.
of yuzu. But also going back to kumquat, does that have much flavour?
It's kind of a nice, like delicate,
Yeah, I'd say it
yummy
was very
flavour.
delicate.
Yeah,
See, I like
that
a bold flavour.
yeah. But sometimes when you have a cake, it's nice to have something, and then you've got the aftertones
Yeah, I see
of
what you mean.
another flavour
Yeah,
come through.
yeah.
And another one, which I was really surprised about, but I liked the sound of it, was sakura, which is cherry blossom, Japanese cherry blossom.
Oh,
So
so like florally. That sounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like rose, which I'm not.
Yeah, or elderflower.
Fan of. Do you know what? Now, lemon and elderflower. I didn't think I don't like elderflower, but the two together, you get the lemon, and then you get the elderflower.
Because you've always told me you hate elderflower.
Yeah. Oh, and I tell you what, it's nice in as well is prosecco.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I tell you what, actually, we've been doing a lot of cocktails recently. Jules bought a cocktail book. Love it. He does cocktails every Friday and Saturday. Amazing. But one of my favourites has been something called an English garden or an English country garden or something like that.
Yeah.
And that has got elderflower and lemon and gin, and it's like drinking. And I want to recreate it in a cake actually, because it's like drinking like an old-fashioned homemade lemonade.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of that feeling.
Yeah.
So I quite like the idea of trying to recreate that in a cake and an old English garden.
My local pub, I discovered this week, does cocktails on tap. So I had passion fruit martinis and espresso martinis.
Oh, I'm not keen on espresso, but I don't like coffee.
No,
coffee that much.
So yeah,
coffee in a cake. Hey, I'm there.
Yeah. So yeah, they were very nice.
Were they?
2 for £10.
Oh, bargain, bargain, me love.
Yeah. So yeah.
But the other thing I'm seeing a lot of in flavours is not just the flavours, but it's things like free from. So a lot more people are asking for dairy free, egg free,
and do you know what?
Free.
Because I've been doing it more, and the products on in the shops are so much easier to get.
Again, it's that technology thing, isn't it? It's better. Yeah. So
like I'm making a vegan cake, a dairy free. Oh, like this week, weirdly, I did a wedding sample box which was dairy free, gluten free, but I was allowed to use eggs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so you just got to mix it up. And my vegan cake, it's come along so much in leaps and bounds. It's so much nicer.
You've nurtured it.
Yes, and I can do an egg-free. My egg-free vanilla cake isn't up to par yet,
right?
But my chocolate egg-free, oh my god!
I did. It's on the blog actually. It's a dairy-free chocolate, so it's an oil-based.
Yeah,
because butter, as all ingredients, butter is so expensive.
Yeah.
So I created a chocolate cake recipe without butter. So it's an oil one, which makes it dairy free.
Yeah.
And it's one of the biggest. I get loads of hits on it on our website because it's got a lot of hits on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. And so I think there's a lot, like you say, there's a lot more product that we can put in cakes, and a lot more people are aware of what they can and can't eat.
Yeah, definitely. Like milks as well, like oat milks and soya milks. And this week I used lactose-free milk, and it was okay. I liked it.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So there's a type of cake which we both love, which is a buttercream cake.
Yeah.
And they're all having stenciling on them.
Lots of stenciling at the moment. Lots and lots of stenciling.
Yeah.
And really nice stenciling as well.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. I hate it when I do this. Oh, I can't remember. But she's doing lots of stencils.
Amazing. It's a bit like, do you not think some of it reminds you a little bit of like flock wallpaper from an Indian takeaway, the old Indian restaurants?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that
definitely.
That stuff used to stroke the wallpaper.
Yeah, because you've got edible prints now as well, which are just so amazing.
A lot of people are doing wrap cakes as well.
Yeah.
And I think they're. Do you remember years ago in the shop, someone came in and she came in. She said, I think it was her son or her daughter had said that she would make a wedding cake for someone, and basically we sat there and talked her through it.
Yeah.
And she said, oh yeah, he's going to wrap it in print, edible cake print, and it was like a blue tile effect.
Yeah.
And we were I remember us both sat there going, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh,
That's going to look.
I remember.
You
Yes. Now you
remember?
said, yeah,
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 and
the
she came
tile
back in
thing.
after he'd made it because we sat down with him and went through what he should do, and we did all that for free. What were we
Yeah,
thinking?
yeah,
And they came back in and they showed us pictures, and it looked incredible. Now that was about 7 or 8 years ago now,
yeah, yeah,
and now they're trendy.
yeah,
Who'd
yeah.
have thought?
Very much so.
Who would have thought?
Sorry, I'm trying to find that lady who does all the cake stencils at the moment. But I can't carry
Can't
on.
find it. But no, I think stencils are they're really lovely. And they go with the whole buttercream feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's that.
Oh, and so nicely as well. So you could do like a quarter. So you don't have to use the whole stencil. You can just use a
bits of
tiny
it.
part of the stencil, which
Yeah.
I've done quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I love it when I it's a buttercream cake, and I'll use the stencil in one color, and then I'll do a bit of airbrushing on it as well. And you can airbrush over the buttercream as well. There's so many effects you can get. Texture.
Texture.
Word of the moment.
Is so big. So big.
Yeah, because then again as well, like you've got the wafer paper,
and wafer paper and the rice paper sales, and
and they all go so beautifully with cakes like this. And so I'm quite florally. So I will do a buttercream, and then I'll put a big like floral flower on it, and lots of little flowers and some
yours kind of
airbrushing.
flow, and you know, all that stuff. I think the other thing is that's really it's really I think it's since COVID as well, is buttercream cakes that are like fully loaded with decoration, completely over the top loaded. Whether that's edible decoration, there's a lot of non-edible decoration going on. You know, like the dried flowers and all that.
The dried flowers and the chocolate balls.
Yes.
But you can buy them as polystyrene balls.
Dip polystyrene balls. So much easier. But yeah, so there's a lot of non-edible but like really over the top. Proper, full
cake
on decorated
toppers.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm doing a lot of motif cake topper. Well, it's not a cake topper. It's the ones you stick on the side.
Oh, like the cake charm things.
Yeah. So I've just all. Oh my god! It's just arrived today. Thank God it's for a cake for next week. But I've ordered it, and I've got the initials round the wrong way. So I haven't checked it to see whether it's me that's got it wrong or the company
got it wrong.
Has got it wrong. But I thought they were fantastic. I only ordered it maybe 2 days ago.
Oh, you've got plenty of time then.
Yeah.
But there is a lot more non-edible stuff going on.
And these things are quite nice because the customer can then keep it.
Yeah.
And sometimes like this cake side topper is personalised, and I've got an Andrew and a Khaleesi one as well to put on the side of a cake, which is nice.
Because I've got a Cricut machine, so I've done like cake charms and that before, and it is nice that they're like little acrylic discs that you can do, and you know that people can take it off and keep it. Like, so I did one for a first birthday cake, and I know that would have been kept because it was for a first birthday cake. It's just a little thing. It's not like a big extravagant thing that they can keep. But also a lot of like card cake toppers, like with swirly writing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So easy to. But again, though, if you're doing it, make sure you budget it into your cake and charge your customer for it.
So what you have to remember as well, which is something I'm very good at not doing, is to not go, oh yeah, that's £10. And then you look it up and it's 25.
Get your quote in before. Get your costings in before you send your quote off. Yeah,
because you're looking it up, so don't forget to cost in that as well.
Yeah, and also your postage and packing to get it, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The other things I've seen a lot of is kids' cakes with toys on.
Yeah,
like plastic dinosaurs. And all that. Again, I think it's a lovely idea because kids can keep them.
Yeah.
But I mean, we used to do quite a few cakes like that. Do you remember the
Yeah.
little toy soldier ones that we used to do?
Yeah.
They were great.
Toy
We had a
Story.
massive
Toy
bag.
Story.
Yeah, but no, like they had like the little plastic toy soldiers.
Yes,
We had a
I know.
huge bag of toy soldiers that we bought off of
Yeah.
eBay
Yeah.
because we couldn't find a little bag. But what's good about them is, like I say, the kids can keep them. And I remember it was around the time of Frozen. There was a lot of people wanting Frozen style cakes.
Yeah.
And we used to say to the mums, do you have figures that
Yeah.
you're buying or that you've got at home that we can put on the cake? You know, because you've probably got all that stuff at home. Bring it in and we'll put it on the cake. We'll obviously disinfect it or put a board under it or whatever needs to be done. But then the kids can keep it all again. It's just a nice idea.
Balloons on cakes as well. I've done a lot of those. And make sure you order them in time. Don't blow them up on the day, half an hour before you're due to leave. Because if they don't supply the sticky things so that they all stick together and you don't have any sellotape except for parcel tape, it can become a bit of a
I feel you're working through therapy.
Yes. But it all worked out in the end.
It was fine. Your stress levels were through the roof, but it was fine.
Yeah. When you're emptying out all the packaging and you're like, there's only 2 sticky things and there's 10 balloons.
Yeah, always open. Mind you, you've opened that cake charm and you know it's wrong. Always open your stuff as soon as you get it.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if I hadn't have opened it up? So...
But I mean, the thing is that people, for you, it makes the cake quicker to make.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not having to make models. You're not having to make.
Yeah,
all that
and
sort of stuff.
it actually looks quite not. You know, it's a really effective thing to put on the side of the cake, though it's not very environmentally friendly.
Unless they're keeping it. If they're keeping it, it is environmentally friendly. So.
Sorry.
Can we talk about the one that we've seen so much recently, and that is the 2D comic cake?
Oh, I know. I really like them. I have done one.
Have you?
It's super quick to do.
Was it? See, that's what I was going to, because I haven't done one yet. I did probably 2 years ago. I did a sugar flower. So it was a white sugar flower, and then I painted black on it with an edible pen to make it look like a black and white illustrated flower. But I haven't done a 2D cake. And I sit and look at them and think, if I was going to quote for one, how long would it take to do all the little black stuff? So did you do piping or did you do extruded black fondant?
I did the extruder, mixed my black in with a little bit of Trex to make it nice and squeezable.
Yeah.
And then away I went. I found it quite therapeutic.
And was that for a customer you made it?
Yeah, I did. It was like a YouTube program that the little boy watched.
Right.
Called 10. And he was 10, so it was perfect. But I have got another one coming up for in June, I think.
Because I see a lot of content creators doing it. And they're going, oh, I'm trying out the comic cake, but I didn't know whether it filtered down actually into customers. No,
definitely. Yeah, definitely customers are picking up on it, and I think it's becoming quite popular. Plus as well, the cake is so clean cut.
Yeah.
It's really like
you need precision to be able to do it, to be able to get
Yeah.
I'll tell you one that I saw the other day, which I thought was amazing. You know, when people do Swiss rolls and they do patterns on the sponge on a Swiss roll.
Yes.
Someone did a 2D cake with a Swiss roll.
Wow.
So they actually did the colour of the icing dripping down the side as the sponge colour. It was mind blowing. Incredible. I mean, I can only just do Swiss rolls, let alone put any, pattern on them.
Yeah.
But it just looked incredible. It looked so good. And then she put cherries along the top and then did a line on the cherries and everything across the top.
It's very clever, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's very clever.
I don't know how long it will last.
Well, yeah. This year.
It's a trend, isn't it?
Yeah. Trends, they come and they go. What other cakes have you got? I've done Lambeth, I've done stenciling, palette knife we kind of touched on
Yeah, palette knife.
early.
The other one that I've seen a lot of is not just palette knife, is like piping, tiny like embroidery piping with buttercream.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I watch it and I get hand cramps just watching, quite frankly.
Oh, you did one of these cakes, and I'm going to be doing cupcakes. Is the shaggy cake?
The shag pile cake.
Yeah,
So quick.
yeah,
So quick. Make sure your buttercream is soft enough but not too soft.
yeah,
So quick to do.
yeah,
Yeah, love it. The shag pile cake with
yeah,
the grass tip. I'm
yeah.
sure that's probably got a better name, to be honest. I don't know whether it is
No,
called
that's
grass.
what I'd call it.
Okay.
That's what I'd
But yeah,
call it.
so easy to do. And
Mm.
they just look so good.
Yeah, yeah. So this one I'm going to be doing is he wants it really bright, vibrant pinks and yellows and
Amazing.
greens and oranges. So yeah, it's going to look really cool. Cupcakes.
Lovely. Do you know, and actually cupcakes never go away. Cupcakes
No.
never ever go away. But I think the thing about cupcakes now is that because people have seen things like Lambeth cakes, with all, so cupcakes look like little mini Lambeth cakes now, don't they? People have learnt to make cupcakes beautiful, absolutely, and cupcakes will never leave.
No.
And also I've seen a lot of cupcake bouquets recently.
Yes.
With really beautiful flowers on the tops of cupcakes.
Yeah. I did a cake for a friend who took it to a friend's birthday party, and she sent me a message saying, "Oh, the host loved your cake, but she also got a bouquet of cupcakes." And I just thought, that's your way of saying that the cupcakes were better than my cake.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
So another one that I've seen, and this is for not cakes, like finished cakes per se, but is things like the brownie slabs, the blondie slabs, tray bakes. I've seen a lot of like decorated tray bakes, and treat boxes. And I've noticed that a lot of cake supply companies now, more and more cake supplies companies are doing actual treat boxes. So this is obviously something that they've clocked onto that is going to continue to increase and get better. And I think
a lot more people stay in now.
And again, I think it was a COVID thing where people could send treats to friends and family. But things like tray bakes and blondie slabs, and brownie slabs with all the decoration around the side, just making them look pretty. And I think what's good about those is that they're quite quick to do. You don't have as much washing up because you don't have to wash a tin up because you send it off in its tin and everything, which is always a bonus.
I like that.
And I think they're just a really nice variation, and maybe a less expensive alternative that you can offer on your menu.
What is it now? The Crizzy. We shouldn't do it at this time of night because my brain's just dead. The Crizzy, what's it? The cost of living crisis. Oh, the Crizzy live, the Livy Criz or something like that. It's because it means it's what the young people.
That's what we. It's not the time of night. It's because we're not young. That's why you're struggling.
Yeah. Oh, and I get my phone again to pull it out. Even Jack used it the other day.
Yeah, we are not down with the kids, are we? Never mind. No. Anything else on your list? I think I've covered all the ones that I've spotted and seen. Yeah.
I've done that. I think we've covered that as well. I did notice that in the Vogue they did a what's in on cakes.
Oh, did they?
And I did like I did like some of their suggestions, which were themed parties, because it's all about fun, humour and whimsy. Circus, I liked.
Yeah.
Outdoor bonfires and masquerades.
Ooh.
I love a masquerade.
Yeah.
So that's me done.
Yeah. So I mean, I've actually really enjoyed researching this. I mean, a lot of it it just comes to you from sitting and scrolling through Instagram for 10 hours a day. But I've really enjoyed researching this episode.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah. looking at cake all day. What's so bad about that?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, right.
Okay. Product of the week, product of the week, product of the week.
Woo!
So
Right, you're first this week.
Am I? Okay.
Yep.
So mine is, I've actually got it here.
Oh, I've left mine downstairs. I'm sorry. Go on.
Is a cake coupler. I don't know if I've done this before, but this is an extra large cake coupler. So you use this with your piping bag, and it's brilliant if you've got loads of different piping nozzles that you want to use.
That was a big one that you've got there.
Yeah, I love this one. It's like one. I've got two of these, and one of them's got a crack in it,
right?
Which I should just throw it away. But wash stuff up, and it just goes straight back in the drawer.
Yeah.
So, it's this one. I've just turned it around. I can see the crack now. So you can get these. Sometimes you have to shop around because I really like the extra large one. Yeah. But I've got all different sizes because you have different sized.
Yeah. Sorry, that's me. I'm just going to shut the door because my husband's just about to come home and the dog's just about to bark.
Oh, so my dog's at the door. She's just started scratching, but he can stay there. So you can buy. Can you hear it?
That was the dog barking, as predicted. I remember we used to use a lot of the little couplers.
Yes.
For like small work, didn't we?
Yeah, like royal icing and stuff like that. And say you want to use a number 1.5 nozzle, PME nozzle, or then go up to a 2, or then go to who would want to go down to a 0. So you can just unscrew it and pop them on. It makes also, life easier.
If you're doing I use a lot of couplers when I do Lambeth cakes.
Yes.
Because you want to use the same colour but with lots of different nozzles.
Yes.
Which is nice. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So it's very easy. One part goes into the piping bag. You squish it in, then you put the butter icing on. Yeah. And then you, on the outside of the bag, you screw the nipple part onto the bag with your piping tube or piping tip in it.
Yeah.
And away you go.
They're so easy to use.
Yeah, and also if you've cut your bag a bit too big and you know that your nozzle is going to pop out,
you can screw it in there and make sure it doesn't go.
Yeah, so that is magic, and you can get them right across the board. They're all different prices. Different sizes. You can get them for £2.89. You can get a set for £8.99. You can get them on various sites. So it's a 2-part device called a coupler, and it lets you use different decorating tips with the same bag.
Yeah, perfect. Really good product.
Thank you.
Good product. Nice.
Yeah, I use them a lot as well. Yeah. I get annoyed if I can't find it.
Do you know what though? When you do the washing up and you lose one part of it, that's really annoying.
Yes.
I think I've got lots of couplers that are like half a coupler.
Yeah.
And then you try and fit them all together, and it's like
they don't fit. No. Yeah. So yeah, I do like my coupler.
Right. So mine, I don't know whether I've done this before or whether either of us have done this before, but I'm going to do it again. A good old packet of Trex.
Oh, God, love Trex.
So Trex is a white vegetable fat. It has so many uses, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So many.
It's vegan.
And it's vegan because it's vegetable. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and dairy free.
I use Trex I sometimes put it on my hands.
Yes.
So things don't stick to my hands. Put it on the board when you're rolling stuff out.
Uh-huh.
So I've been known to put it into sugar paste if my flour paste if my flour paste has gone a bit hard and crackly.
Yeah, yeah. Now I like to use it if I'm using black. I'll put black on the work surface instead of icing sugar, so that it doesn't make the colour of
so it doesn't.
Icing.
You don't get your icing sugar on your black fondant. You get Trex. Yeah. So I mean, I've known people to actually roll out on Trex. I haven't ever completely rolled out on Trex, but The other thing I've used it for is in cake goop. If you make cake, cake goop.
Oh yes, yeah. And
Cake release, which
previous,
is on our website.
yeah,
So that's like one part of that is Trex. Yeah, it's just so versatile and so useful.
it is.
And also, when you put it on your hands to stop things sticking, your hands don't dry out.
Yeah.
Do you know sometimes when you put like you're working with corn flour or icing sugar, you get really dry hands.
Yeah.
Trex is like moisturising them as well. It's very nice.
I love it. I use it for lots of things.
Yeah, lots. I've always got a packet of Trex in my cupboard, in my fridge.
Yeah. And in emergencies, you can use it in vegan cookery if you run out of stuff.
I know, like in America, they use it in a lot of buttercream, but I'm still not convinced about that myself.
No, I think the Americans use a lot more flavouring than we do, which hides the flavour.
I just think also the texture must be. I mean, I've never done it, so I assume
I'd call it claggy.
Good word. Good word.
Yeah.
It's that sticking to the roof of your mouth, like feeling.
Yeah, claggy.
But you can use it in cooking if you have to use it in cooking. Also, just aside, I did see someone roast potatoes in it.
Really? Ooh, that's interesting.
Vegan roast potatoes in Trex.
I bet they taste. I'm going to try that. Sunday
Because it's the
roast.
same as like dripping, I suppose.
Yeah.
But vegetable version.
Vegetarian.
Yeah. So that's mine.
Okay. Right. Well, that's us done.
And we've got a 2-week break now because we've done our 6 weeks. So we've got a 2-week break. And we've got some guests lined up for when we come back. Some very exciting guests.
Yes.
Well, we think they're exciting. We hope you do too.
You will.
Do you think
that? They're so exciting. There you go.
But no, they are. We have got some guests. And so amazing guests. Businessy, helping you with your business guests. We've got coming up as well. So see you in a couple of weeks then, my love.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
Take care. We love you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow. It's very important. Review. Give
us a thumbs up.
Push that red button.
All right, see you then.
Ciao. Bye.